All right. Hi, everyone. This is Gilberto from Maverick Media Lab, and we are on with Ivan Cimentel. And he is an absolute expert when it comes to not only just generating more funded deals from using Instagram, solely Instagram, but also adding on partners. And he's going to talk about exactly how he's been able to add about an additional 4 million in funded deals just from using Instagram video reels alone. And also has gotten about 20 realtor partners, his entire realtor base, from using social media, specifically Instagram Reels. So Ivan, I really appreciate you, man, for sharing your time here and sharing your expertise.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. You and I have how long we've been, I mean, we met on social media. That's
Yeah,
the beauty of it. And that's the power of social media. I'm just, happy to help, happy to give some insight on what I do and what works for my team and myself.
look at that background. I mean, that just like, if that doesn't seem like expert, I mean, I don't know what does, man. Like, I don't even got like the mic and stuff. So I gotta get me one, man, for
You,
sure.
you travel too much, man. You travel way too much. I love it. I love
It'd be hard to like carry all that equipment,
it.
but
It's a lot. It's a lot.
it's quite a bit, yeah. So I guess tell me like, what give the audience like who's going to be watching this like a bit of background on yourself, like who you are and how long you've been in the industry, what's it look like now, a little bit of just like background on who Ivan is.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So I've been in the industry for a combined total of going on 8 years now. Um, this second time around, I've been in the industry for a little over 3.5 years. And my background prior to this, I did a little bit of professional soccer here in Vegas and marketing, social media, content creation, and influencer marketing specifically. And that's when I really got to understand the benefit of social media and how powerful and valuable and how awesome it is if you use it correctly. Right now, I am a branch manager at Movement Mortgage. And yeah, that's a little bit about me. That's what I'm doing now. I'm showing my loan partners, sorry, I'm showing my loan officers and my realtor partners the benefit of using social media and how you can use it to really grow your business.
That's amazing that you already, I didn't actually know that you have like a background already in like influencer marketing, and like you've already done this before for like others, it sounds like. So you kind of already have like an inside look of like not just what it could do for like someone in the mortgage industry, but like you already did this for like someone else and you saw like the results from it and all that stuff. Can you share a little bit about that? Like what were some of the results that happened when you were doing like the influencer marketing and all that stuff?
Yeah, so what I learned from influencer marketing is that you can pay people to really increase the traffic on a certain product. And it's, I'll give you an example. Is if you were to try to pay Brad Pitt to endorse a Coca-Cola, right? You would probably have to pay him a pretty penny for that. But you can get all these influencers or a big group of influencers with a specific target to individuals that already like Coca-Cola. You can get these influencers that have that demographic that will like Coca-Cola, so it's more targeted, more specific. Now your dollar is going a lot longer than if you're just paying Brad Pitt to say, hey, I love Coca-Cola, go drink it. So I learned really, really quickly that there's niches within the influencer marketing world and how powerful it is to use those individuals. And we're seeing it now where individuals are doing a lot of collaborations kind of like this so that we can gain each other's audiences, because my audience is going to benefit from what you're doing, right? So we're seeing that a lot more now, and the collaborative efforts, and it's crazy the amount of traffic that you can gain if you want to promote a certain product in the influencer marketing space.
It's amazing. And I've seen that around a lot too, especially like in the beginning stages of like Instagram. There's a lot of like groups out there, and like they always do like the giveaways and all that kind of stuff that you see. To So yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that you're the guy behind that, and doing the giveaways and stuff.
Yeah.
How have you been using like all that experience and everything that you learned from there? Like, how did you start like using that for yourself? Like, what's the background on that? Like, how'd you come up with the idea of doing it? Like, talked about the origin story of like your current marketing strategy.
Yeah. So the mortgage industry was very boring. It's just numbers. It's just getting people pre-approved for a home. So where my thinking was is how can we make this fun? How can we make this educating and empowering the client or the customer, the borrower, to really gain some valuable information, right? And so that's when I was like, hey, I was already doing content creation for influencers. Why don't I just now do it for this specific niche, right? So I started off, and when I first started off, it was just it was bad. I sounded like a news anchor because I wasn't comfortable on video. So when
Mhm.
I would talk, I would say, if you want a home loan, you don't need to put 20% down. Versus now, it's like, you don't need 20% down to buy a house, and here's why, kind of thing. So I started really learning from Gary Vee and what he does, and just really implementing as much information, as much knowledge that I can into social media, into the content creation space, and just providing as much value as I possibly can for free without asking it for anything in return.
Love it. And what have you seen so far? Like now that you've got like a whole production in, you've got like the video editing that you're doing. Like what are some of the things, like talk about some of the results that you've seen from like doing the Instagram reels and all that stuff.
Yeah, so Instagram Reels has allowed me to reach more people, right? It gives you a wider net that you can cast with Instagram Reels. And it's quick. It's not nothing long. It's right now, it keeps people's attention because it's 30 minutes to 45 seconds, 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So it's super quick, straight to the point. You don't have to listen to all this fluff. But it has really allowed me to just be somebody that is there with knowledge, be somebody that people can reach out to, knowing that I'm not going to ask them for business. I'm not going to ask them their business, or I'm not going to ask them, hey, let me help you, kind of thing. I just want to be an individual that is there to truly help. And they can come to me with any questions that they have in the financing space.
Awesome. And yeah, it really comes across through like the way you market yourself. And I've seen your content around too. Like it's very like, you can really tell that you put a lot of effort in like really making sure that like you really land the point across in a way that's like informative, but then also like entertaining too. And it comes across through like the captions that you're doing. So there's a lot of like detail that I've noticed with
Mhm.
your content there. For those that kind of aren't as familiar with Instagram and marketing on there, I know a lot of our audience, like they aren't as kind of well versed in Instagram. Can you talk to them a little bit of kind of like just even what a reel is, like an Instagram reel, what the difference in between just like a regular post, and like why that's kind of like been something that's working right now for content?
Yeah, so Instagram created the Reels platform to combat TikTok, right? So they're pushing Reels heavy. So Reels is essentially a short form vertical video that is anywhere from 15 seconds all the way up to 90 seconds now. And it's super quick. It's meant to just be something that people can look at and then swipe, right? And this allows you to be seen because Instagram is really pushing this specific type of content. So if you are a loan officer or a realtor watching this, I strongly suggest that you focus heavy on this type of content because it is the easiest and it has the largest reach, in my opinion.
Got it. And you talked about like how this has had like people reach out to you, and it sounds like a lot of people are seeing you as kind of like a resource when it comes to mortgages. And I'm assuming probably even like people outside of like your local area, are probably being reached by that. Can you talk about like what that's looked like in terms of like deals and like referral partners, like how many of those opportunities have come in for referral partners, buyers, and even anything like outside of that? What does that look like as a result of doing this consistently?
Yeah, man. I've been tracking, and I would say for the past 2 years when I really started tracking it, consistently, I've been doing an additional 3 to 4 million in production from social media, whether it's, hey man, I've been looking to refinance, or hey man, I saw your property about buying in California, or whatever the video was that I was filming. That alone has brought me, an additional 9 to 10 loans a year. And that's just me not even selling to anybody. That's just that they come in the door and ask for my help. On top of that, it's allowed me a warm introduction with realtors, right? So realtors see my content, they follow me, we engage in small chit chat. Hey, good stuff, good posts. Hey, that's great information. Or hey, I love this video. And we go back and forth. And so after some time, when after us connecting, then I'll make the effort to invite them to either coffee, lunch, dinner, whatever that looks like, so that we can get to know each other a little bit more. But it's not awkward, right? Because this person already knows me and I already know them. They see all my videos, they know my family from social media. So now it's allowed it to be a warm introduction. And I don't have to necessarily be so aggressive when I try to win them over, because they know who I am, they know what type of business I do. And it's really made it easier for me to connect with brand new realtors because it's a warm introduction.
Yeah, that's cool, because it's almost like one of those situations I was just thinking where like they know more about you than you know about them in the meeting.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, and they'll bring up, oh man,
They know
like
your family and
I saw
everything.
your kid. Yeah, they know the family, they know everything. Yeah, it's exactly
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and you're a family guy too, so I'm sure that's something that like builds more trust and credibility and all that stuff. So that's awesome. And then when you when you sit down with them, with the realtors, and you kind of, because I know this is something that you help them with as well, right? The video marketing stuff. What did they say? Like, what's their like feedback when you offer to help them as well with their video marketing?
Yeah, so usually it's awesome. I would say 8 times out of 10, it's great. I've been wanting to get into this. I've been wanting to do social media. I've been wanting to create content. But I don't know where to start. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to film. I don't know the editing and the captions and all this stuff. So this is where I just come in and say, hey, look, man, I'm writing about 10 to 15 scripts for realtors a month. Let me put you in that loop. I'll send you scripts monthly. You edit them in your own voice, in your own tone, and turn them into your own content. When it's time for us to film, you just show up and you'll have it all scripted out already because you've edited it, and talk, and we take care of the rest. And that's really it. The hardest part for my realtor partners, and just for people in general, is the consistency, right? That's the most difficult part that they can't get across. But it's like, if I was just to make one call for a listing and I didn't get a listing off of that one call, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep calling, because it's a numbers game, right? The more I call, the more that I have the opportunity to find a yes. So that's social media. That's what social media is. Like, you have to stay consistent with it. You have to see it as another part of your business. Like, you have to include this into your business planning, whether it's an hour a week or an hour every 2 weeks. It has to be included in your business plan.
I think that's also like a really huge like mindset shift around like social media, because I know like if someone's looking at this and they're wanting to produce more deals, like they might be thinking like, oh, social media, it might actually, it's a distraction, right? But the way you're using it, it's really like an asset for your business. It's it's part of, it's a marketing channel for your business, and it's bringing you, your creator on it, not a consumer. And so as a result of that, you're using it to your advantage, rather than letting it be a distraction and causing you to get less deals.
That's it. 100%. 100% spot on.
Yeah. And like the ones that, so they take you up on it and they're like, yeah, I want to do this. Like, give me the scripts and I'll go ahead and take the videos. What have they seen as a result of the videos? Like when they implement the scripts and all that stuff that you have for them, what does that look like when they start doing it?
Yeah, so a lot of them will send me a text like, "Hey, man, I just got a person that reached out to me in regards to the video that I posted," or "Hey, man, I just got a lead," or "Hey, I'm getting great questions asked because of that video that I posted," right? Or "Hey, I got 5,000 views, 10,000 views on that video that we created." So, um, I always tell them, "Hey, dude, don't expect to get 100 leads off of this one video. You're using this as a form of branding, a form of becoming the source of real estate in the community, and it's just about, like I said, the consistency. And it's when people Google you, what do you want them to see? Do you want them to see an infographic that nobody really cares about and nobody really knows how to read, or do you want them to see a freaking cool video of you talking about something that's educational and they can learn from? We know that video performs a lot better than graphics, and that's just proven. And Instagram has come out and said, like, that's what we're pushing more. We want to be a video platform and not an image platform. So you have it from the creator of the actual platform. Why wouldn't you continue on that route?
Yeah. And I know one of the things I've heard from clients, but then also from other like mortgage professionals is like they might be kind of like hesitant because like they might not know, like you said, like not know what to say or like how to start. But once they know like how, like what to say and how to start, like what about like those that might be a little bit kind of like kind of a little bit more like shy or kind of insecure about like starting and showing their face on camera and all that stuff because they feel like they're not really good on camera. Like what would you say to someone who might be kind of in that bucket where they know what to say and all that stuff, but it's just kind of like a matter of getting past that to make the video?
I'll tell you, like Gary Vee said it, get over yourself. That's really it. That's because
Yeah.
you're in your head. So I'll use myself for example. One, I didn't like how I sounded on video. This is how I sound. Sorry, this is how you sound. Two, I didn't like the dark circles under my eyes, but hey, that's how I look. That's how everybody sees me, right? And three, I didn't like if I would film from a certain angle, I had like a little slight crooked nose. I didn't like that. But that's me. That's who I am. That's how I sound. This is how I look. There's nothing I can do to change that. So I had to get over myself, and I had to get over, it's my ego. Like, who cares now? Like, sometimes I'll post a video and I said something wrong, but I don't really care because it's, for me, it's just the consistency of it. So get over yourself.
That's great advice. And like just one thing I remember, like like when I saw your videos, like I never once like noticed that stuff. I don't know, maybe it's just
Yeah.
me, like I don't know this stuff, but like I was at no point thinking like, oh, like Ivan's crooked nose or something. Like it was more
Yeah.
so like, what is he saying? Like how does like the video, the audio quality, like all that stuff.
Hmm.
I was never thinking about that. So it's kind of like one of those things where like people aren't really thinking about you as much as you think they are. They're mostly kind of thinking about what's the value I'm getting from the video, like how is this going to help me. So yeah, I think that's really, I
That's
do
it.
like videos as well. Like I've gone through that and like I've noticed like people just kind of don't really care. It's more about the information and like the value they're getting more than anything else.
That's it, bro. That's 100% it.
Yeah. And I know you're even using this right now, just like not for realtor partners too, but like for attracting loan officers for your
Hmm.
brand
Hmm.
too. So like, tell me
Yeah.
about that. Like guys that, cause I'm sure they're all getting hit up on like LinkedIn, like by recruiters and like, they're all on Indeed. So there's a lot of like competition and like of like people just recruiting loan officers. So like for you, like what's the thing that you have or that you show a loan officer that has you working with you compared to like probably the other guys that are trying to get them to join their company?
Yeah. So I honestly believe in the company that I'm at. I believe in movement. I believe in the culture. I believe in um, what they're trying to do is help homeowners and help the community. So the owner of our company has a amazing foundation that he builds charter schools for people that are, or for kids that are in underserved communities. And we do a lot of giving back, and we do a lot of charities, and so that's his like passion is helping people. So first I lead with that, because at the end of the day we all do home loans. It's the same thing. There's no difference. It just depends on how fast we close them, which we're fast. But then like the icing, once I'm like done giving the whole spiel of what movement is all about and what they like what they can do, is like, also let me help you with your branding. We have an in-house studio, we have an editor, we have scripts that I write for the entire, my entire team. Like, this is going to help you exponentially grow your business, especially if you stay consistent, especially if you want to reach out to new realtors that have no idea who you are, have no idea how you sound. Now you have content that you could be pushing out to target them specifically. So all of my loan officers that are on my team have access to our studio, have access to my scripts, have access to what we do. And I love when they get their first lead from it, or their first client, because it works. It really does work if you stay consistent.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool how like it's so like duplicatable, that it's not just kind of like something that works for you because like, you already have experience for it. Like you can transfer all of that and you can duplicate it with, anyone else that joins on your team. And like, even if they don't have like the experience, or like, they might feel shy or whatever, you're able to like duplicate exactly your processes for like them, like do the scripts and all that. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess like for a loan officer that wants to get in the game, they want to get started with social media, and like they know, now the value of video marketing, like where do they start? Like, how do they start even just creating videos? Like, do they need like a fancy setup? Do they need like a big like camera? Like, what's the thing that they need to start seeing like leads coming in from social media?
Yeah. So, man, one, it's the consistency. That's the most important part. I've said this, I think, like 10 times already on this podcast. But it's just start, right? Whether it's you're using your computer, whether you're using some like you're in front of a window and you're using the back of your cell phone camera, or or whether you're have a nice studio like what I have. The messaging is one of the most important things. Then from the messaging comes your audio quality and how crisp they can hear you, and then comes the video quality and how like crisp it looks, right? So I'm thinking, I kind of talked to you about this, of launching like either like a 20 or 15 scripts a month, so that way you don't really have to think about what you're going to say. Plus you can use my editor, like a subscription type service where, hey, send us all your videos, we'll send you scripts on a monthly basis. But I just haven't fine-tuned it, and I don't know how it would perform. But that's the hardest part, that I don't know what to say. So let me take that out of your hands, and I'll write 15 scripts for you a month, and you turn it into your own little voice, and I'll have my editor edit it for you. Just film from literally the back of this camera is like pretty solid, right? Like if you use that, it is really, really good. And just send it on over in a Dropbox link or a Google link, and let my team take care of everything else. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. Not sure yet. I might need your expertise on, launching it and getting that out into the market.
I gotcha. And I even noticed right now you said like 15. So 15 a month. So that's one of those things, like even when you say consistency, it doesn't mean like every day. Like it just means like, you do your 15 a month. Because from my understanding too, like from limited Instagram and like knowledge that I have, like it doesn't have to be one of those things where you have to do every day. Because even the reach that you get from one reel, like it's a lot, because they boost the reach compared to like a photo that you publish, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Is that what you mean by that? By like the consistency is having, those 15 that you do like every single month and not doing it like 15, then 0, then 5, then 0 again. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly it. 15 videos a month will be a good start, and then sprinkle in some Instagram stories on there, and that'll be a very, very good start for you. And then once you start getting the flow of it, you'll add to those 15 scripts. You'll start thinking like, oh man, I said this, but I can add also this to it. Let me do another video on it, right? So 15 is a solid place to start. And you can knock out 15 videos in probably like an hour and a half easily. So yeah, I think that's a good solid starting point.
I like that you brought that up too, because like I think the other thing that might be holding people back is like the time thing, right? It's like, like how much, like I don't have time for it, I'm slammed or whatever it might be, like especially end of month, like that might be someone's like objection to like, start doing it. I don't have the time for it. But you're saying right now it's like it's just an hour for like 15, for 15 a month. So do you just like you batch it in one day? Like you just go back to back, you go through the scripts, and then you're pretty much done for like the entire month.
100%. So I have a teleprompter. I write my scripts. I spend probably about 10 hours a month writing scripts. And this is just because I do it for my realtor partners. I do it for my team. So if you're sending me business, I do this for free for you, because I want to work with you. And it helps with with being scripted, and you don't have to worry about what you're going to say. And there's a teleprompter in front of you. You 100%. I film 10 videos myself since I've been doing it now. I can film 10 videos in like 30 minutes. So the thing that takes me the longest is changing outfits, because I like to change outfits every video, so it looks like it's the feeling of like it's been different day kind of thing. And I change the background color, the lighting right here. So that's what takes me the longest. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. But the actual videos itself, like once you have the script, it's just a matter of just like doing it and getting it through. Now at this point, do you have a lot of takes when you do it? Like, are you kind of like, are you still like messing up, or is it just like?
I mean, yeah, I'm not perfect. I'll still mess up time to time, but if it's good enough, then I roll with it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I roll with it if I like
very natural. It's almost like you're just kind of like talking to almost like if there was a person there, or like you had an audience in front of you, and you're just kind of like just talking naturally about, because you're already, and I'm sure a lot of the audience here, like you guys are already like explaining this to prospects like all day long, and like clients as well. So it's just almost like the same thing, except now you're, saying it to a camera.
Exactly. That's it. That's really it.
And for like anyone that's, watching this and they're a mortgage professional, like, anywhere in the country, like where can they reach you? Like if they want to know more about like, the meeting script, the realtor scripts, or just like the scripts you use, like where's the best way to get in contact with? Would it be Instagram? Is there like an email?
Yeah, you guys can 100% on Instagram. My handle is it's Ivan Simmental. Or you can shoot me a text 562-481-8821, or you can send me an email ivan.simmental@movement.com. Let me repeat that, ivan.simmental@movement.com. But DMs, they're always open. Quick text, always awesome. Yeah, I'm more than happy to hop on a call, kind of go over with you what I do and just the process, and if we can potentially work together.
Man, I want to thank you again, man, for just being generous with your time and knowledge. Like, the same thing you're doing with like home buyers, you're doing with like other mortgage professionals, just kind of sharing like what you're doing and being transparent about like what that looks like. So yeah, I'm sure that a lot of people that are going to be watching this are going to find this like super helpful. Because I myself, I don't see like I have a lot of like Facebook friends, and I follow some guys on social media that are doing mortgages, and there's not like a lot that are doing that. I can probably count on my two hands like the guys that are doing this, and I'm sure they're crushing it as well with this. So yeah, man, I really appreciate you sharing, like, what's working for you from, what you're doing like right now, what's battle tested, what works. It's brought like a ton of value.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you having me on as always. I always enjoy chatting with you, whether it's through Facebook, Instagram, and or over a Zoom. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, likewise. We'll do another another one of these interviews when you've got like, 40 loans per month and like a team, a team of like, let's say 100 realtors you've
Let's
gotten from
do it.
this in, like 2 years, man. It's gonna be crazy. And you're gonna have like
Heck
a
yeah,
bigger
man.
team at that point too.
Oh, heck yeah. Yes, 100%. Let's do it, man.
It's exciting stuff. Awesome, man. Thanks again.
All right, brother. Take care.